All right, Shalom. This is the brother Daniela coming back again with another lesson, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Recha HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that rule well. And Shalom to the hopeful elect brothers and sisters that believe in His word and that fear in the Heavenly Father and His Son. And, woke up this morning and this popped up across my my tablet screen. It's a guy I follow, for financial reviews and stuff like that. He goes by the name of his YouTube handle is Minority Mindset, because he would be what people would call a minority, right? And actually, you know what? I believe I met this guy before. Gave me a Uber ride. At a time where I didn't have a license. This was, going on 4 years ago. But, so his name is Jaspreet Singh, which is a Punjabi name. So he may very well be a Jake. You got a lot of Jakes that are from Punjab, right, in India. But reason why I believe it might have been him, because in the ride we were discussing franchises and owning a franchise and money and financial freedom and stuff like that while we were in the ride. And at that time I wasn't interested in any of that stuff. But and he had the same headdress on, same beard, everything, so. But listening to this right here, as you can see the name of his video, it says the Fed's plan to end money. Now, watching this, he doesn't go into detail about, the plan to end money. He explains a lot of different things on how the dollar is going to be devalued, but he never got into what's going to replace the dollar. All right. He never got into what's going to replace the dollar. It says they don't want you to know this, right? Okay, so I'm going to play a little bit of this, and then I'm going to get some articles and some precepts, because there's many factors to the devaluing of the American dollar, right? The major and main factor, right, is what? Prophecy.
Yet the dollar was also falling at the same time. And then on top of that, something that you want to pay attention to, especially when it comes to the dollar, because inflation, our dollar, our currency, all get tied into one another, is what are other countries doing in regards to the dollar? Because what we've been seeing happening recently, very recently, is that the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, have been coming together to create their own currency. In fact, they just met again in June 2023 to talk about how they can create their own currency to divest themselves and diversify themselves away from the dollar. And the interesting thing is that the new currency...
Right, so you have nations that are moving away from using the American dollar for trade. Now, why would they do that? Well, if you think about the relationship that America has had with these other nations, it hasn't been good. America has, just like with many nations, they never keep their end of the bargain when it comes to peace treaties and things like that, right? America's been effing over these other nations, and it's all according to prophecy. So you can see already there's tension between America and these other nations that they actually get goods from. Now, when you go into and I pulled it up, when you go into what does BRICS stand for? Because he mentioned BRICS, right? And in there you have what? Russia. Russia is a part of BRICS, which Russia was never a part of NATO and the EU, right? Slovakia. Tablets now. Not allowing me to access these. So when you look up here, BRICS, what does BRICS stand for? So BRICS, it says BRIC in 2001, when Goldman Sachs, then chief economist Jim O'Neill, predicted that the economic weight of Brazil, Russia, India, China, right, so BRICS is an acronym that refers to the developing countries of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. It was updated from the original BRIC in 2010, so they added on South Africa. Right, so these are the nations that are together in forming their own system of trade, all right, to move away from the dollar. Not only them, you have Syria, you have Turkey, right, that are also moving away from everybody stockpiling their gold to back their own currency. While meanwhile, the American dollar is not backed by gold, right? So that's a false weight right there. There's nothing else on the other side to balance it out and give the dollar any value. And just like this guy here, Minority Mindset, he said, what? The only thing that is holding up the American dollar is the government, the military power, right? The military reputation of America. It's basically America's reputation, man. That's the only thing that's holding this dollar up, right? There's nothing physical that is actually holding that dollar up, right? It's not connected to something pure. It's not connected to real money, right? So now, when we get to the end of this video, he mentions that right now is the time to stockpile basically get cash, have cash on hand and save cash and blah, 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 blah. Right now, if he means actual physical, tangible cash, then he just went backwards from, what he was talking about, because that's going to be done away with. All these different things are so that MOTB can come in and be the savior, so to speak, of the economy, right? But there's gonna in a time where, and we did a live on this what was this, yesterday or 2 days ago, but in a time where you have scarcity coming to America, right? If the resources are going to be few, right, and they got all these different ways to so-called accommodate for people for their daily needs, alternative ways, food creation plants, right? Alternative housing, pack people in like sardines in a not like sardines, but house to house. That's how people are going to be living. And there was a animation going into how the new setup of things in America is going to go. If you have a good social credit score, you get to live in a luxurious estate, so to speak. But if you don't, you get to live in these rundown, not so luxurious, man. People not it was basically I ain't gonna use the Q word, but where people had to be evacuated from cities because of plagues. Okay, so hey, this is what's gonna bring about one of the things that's gonna bring about the destruction of the dollar and bring in the MOTB, right? So now going back, now a lot of these different nations that's moving away from from the American dollar, right? They don't have, obviously, if they had a good relationship with America, United States, they would still be trading with them, right? If they had good relationship and they were benefiting from America, they would still be trading with them. The fact that these nations are siding with Russia means what? They're against America. So I looked this up too. And as you can see, America has more importing than exporting. The amount of goods that comes in is more than the amount of goods that goes out. So, with that being said, if the nations basically cut America off and they have another form of currency to trade their goods in, and they decide to cut America out and not trade with them at all, the amount that's a lot of different goods, man, that are not being sent to America that the American people rely on, right? Like one of them was what? Rice. India said, we're not sending no more rice, no more white rice over to you. We need that for ourselves, right? And that's what it's coming down to. And the Lord is doing that all around the world by creating these harsh weather conditions to grow, making it harder to grow food, and ultimately making there less food to grow in these other nations, man. Right? So it says the overall volume of U.S. imports remain much larger than exports, right? So there's more imports of goods and services than what's coming out of America. So America is basically benefiting greatly off of these other nations, right? They have more to lose if they get cut off from these trading with these other nations than they have, and then they already have coming out, that they're producing, right? So now we'll get some precepts. It's a lot. I'll get some precepts. Oh, let's get this also too. Now I just got this as a visual for all the different countries that America has imports by. This is a very big list. It says United States imports by country. It says European Union, of course. It says the Euro area, Mexico, Canada, China, Germany, Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, Taiwan, India, right? Now if with BRICS, you're gonna have these nations that are not if they're turning away from the dollar, what else are they gonna do? Ultimately, that could be a sign of what? That they're not gonna trade with America anymore, right? And I believe America, it's a lot of different things that come from Brazil. I would imagine fruits and produce and beef, right? Those Brazilian steaks, okay? Let's see, look, let's show more. It's Ireland, Italy, Switzerland, United Kingdom, France, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Brazil, Netherlands, Indonesia, Israel, Spain, Belgium, Austria, South Africa, Australia, Sweden, Colombia, Turkey, Chile, Saudi Arabia, Poland, Denmark, Philippines, Costa Rica, Cambodia, Ecuador, Hungary, Slovakia, Bangladesh, you know, the Democratic Republic. It goes on. You know, Norway, New Zealand, Portugal, Russia, Guatemala, Nigeria, Ghana, Hong Kong, Romania, Venezuela. See, look, this covers like almost all the different parts of the world. Look how big this list is. Now imagine if all these countries stop importing things to America. You would see the American or America can't get these different goods. Well, you got a glimpse of it during the pandemic, where people's stuff that they ordered or different goods that they were trying to get, they could no longer get it. They could or those trade ships was just all floating in the water, man. They couldn't come to the port. Sudan, look at this. It's still going. And it ends off with Chad. So these are all the different places that America imports their stuff from. So America is dependent upon the goods and services and imports of these other nations, man. You know, so America's imploding right before your eyes. So I want to, because this is all leading to the MOTB, man. Let me grab this right here. This is our 1 Timothy chapter 16 and verse 17. It says, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded. So if you have riches, not being proud or high-minded, right? Nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. Right. So, not trusting in uncertain riches. I wanted to harp on that part. Uncertain riches, man. Because here in America, the riches are uncertain. Right? One detail that Minority Mindset or Justly was saying is that even though the inflation went down, the value of the dollar went down also. Because usually when inflation goes down, the value of the dollar goes up. But inflation went down, but the dollar still devalued. So here it is. You think that that the dollar still has the same amount of buying power, right? Even though the inflation has went down, but proportionally it's worse than before. So now when it goes back up, it's going to be the dollar's going to have even less buying power, man. So slowly but surely these what's it more quickly now, right? The dollar is about to be phased out. You already see the CBDCs all over the world, and it's being set up here in America. Look at FedNow. Things are being set up, man. Okay, so who knows how far away this CHIP is from being made mandatory on a grand scale. So let me see what I got here. Okay, now let's go to Revelations chapter 13, because this is ultimately what's going to come to pass. All right, the thing that is fueling this is the Most High's desire right? To bring forth prophecy, what he said was going to happen, right? Because this is a test. This is going to be a test from the Most High, right? Which is what? The hour of temptation. This is going to reveal whom are his chosen, man. All right. This is Revelations 13 and 16. It says, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So everybody in all aspects of life. You're in jail, you have liberty, right? You have money, you don't have a lot of money, right? You have older people, younger people, all groups of people in society, right? To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now, when you go into that, that's actually from the Greek charagma, which is an actual thing that is cut into your skin, subdermal, right? And that is that C hip, man, which will bring which will be the device for the new digital banking system, man. It'll be a digital system for transferring money and funds. Okay, just like this Federal Reserve can create money out of thin air, as much money as they want, not backed by anything. Well, guess what? This is going to be that new currency, and they're going to create money out of thin air with that too. This is going to be the new fiat currency. The word fiat means just let it be, right? Or let it be. And they're saying what? Well, let this intangible thing, digital currency, be money, and we will prescribe value to it. We will prescribe value to it, even though it has no value. It's not backed by anything, right? It says that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you won't be able to buy or sell unless you have this device that has connected you to the money system, the new money system that's coming. Let me say, not even new, right? It's already set up, but they're going to upgrade it to a higher level, right? It says, here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. It is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And that goes into your barcode, right? You got tangible, physical barcodes that are created on different labels, but now you'll have what? Digital barcodes also. You'll have digital technology that can measure or scan the barcode as you put it in the cart. What? That's that new Amazon store, man. Right? So this is what's coming. And this is all for control over the people, their mind. You know, this devil is going to use the, like we spoke on the last video, as a camp, is going to use the principal things that man needs to live against them, right? To coerce them into following their agenda. Oh, you need food? Well, you have to get this device under your skin, right? You want to drive? You got to get this device under your skin. And you know, this is one of the reasons why they're pushing for electric vehicles. Okay, you want to run your business and you need this machine. You know, you got to get this device under your skin. You know, it's trying to make the switch even from electric vehicles to electric equipment. You know, and ban anything that uses gas, right? Because on the electrical grid, everything can be tracked and measured and controlled, right? So let's get this also, because nations moving away from trading with America means that, you know, they'll be moving away from America altogether, man. Because why would you stop trading with someone that's benefiting you, or someone that that you like, you wouldn't stop trading. You would continue to trade and do business with that person. But America is a bully, man. So a lot of the different, even the NATO nations, okay, that back America on a lot of things, guess what? They're going to move away from America also. Revelation 17:16. It says, "In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore." So these other superpowers, so to speak, in the earth that is with America, right? The modern day Roman Empire, these nations are going to also bring nuclear missiles upon America. That's what those horns represent. The word a horn represents power, right? You got something called, what they call in the world, called superpowers, global superpowers, which are countries that have power. They have military power, they have financial power, they have different powers, man. Okay? And a man can also be considered a power because he has authority, right? A man that has authority, like a minister or a king. It says, "Thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore is America, Babylon the Great, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." So they're going to destroy America. They're going to be shooting missiles over here, right? Right along with Russia and these other BRICS nations, right? And all the nations that America's been done trade with, and also has actually economically destroyed them and morally destroyed them by putting their different philosophies in there, and also stealing their resources that they need to live, right? Let's grab that real quick. We'll go to that book of Habakkuk, or Habakkuk, as some brothers say. It's a lot here. It's early in the morning. It's not early now, but so let's go to Habakkuk chapter 2. Is it verse 6? Yep, verse 5. Now this right here, you really have to go based upon description. When we're talking about Babylon the Great, Sodom and Egypt being America, you have to go off of description. What were they doing in Sodom and Egypt, right? What were they doing in Sodom, and what took place in Egypt? How does America fit that? How does the characteristics of those different kingdoms fit America, right? You get the alphabet community. They did that in Sodom and Gomorrah, right? You got bondage, slavery. They did that where? Here in America. Not to mention different places that are named after places in Egypt, different Egyptian rites that are taken by these government officials, and different Egyptian monuments that are all around America, right? Spiritually, Sodom and Egypt. But then also, we're going to read this in Habakkuk, and this should describe America. This should describe the United States. So Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 5. "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine," wine meaning a philosophy, right? It says, "He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home." This is why there's over 800 something American embassies in all these different nations in the world. It says, "Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death," right? So his desire is destruction, man. Death and destruction. This is what he does. He destroys things and cannot be satisfied. And he's not satisfied. He won't be satisfied until he has everybody's mind, body, and spirit under control. This is what he's trying to do, to become like the Most High, right? Through his seed. It says, but gathereth unto him all nations. So America has what? All nations gathered unto him. You got all nations in the world. You can find them. They're here in America. All the different nationalities in the world, which is 18. You can find them all here in America, trying to make money, trying to trade, trying to, get rich off of America. Right? And heapeth unto him all people. Right? All 18 nations, you can find them here in America with their stores and their restaurants and their apartment complexes and the different things they own to try and make money. They're all here. It says, shall not all these, right, all those nations, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him? They're going to be taunting America, right? And say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. America is in a great debt, man. And they take all the resources from these other nations that are not theirs. They make up a false narrative to push out to the people in the world to justify them going into another country and taking their stuff and basically waging war on that country. So America has been waging war in these different countries for years, since they were established and came into power. So they've always been at war with these other countries, and they try to make it seem. You see, this devil, like some brothers say, what's that brother in England? This devil, he has power, but it's not on the right hand. It's not true power, because he has to rule from the shadows. He has to rule with lies. Where with true power, man, power from the right hand, from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you ain't going to rule with lies, man. Everything's going to be in truth. Everything's going to be out in the open. Instead of, making things up, just going over there openly is like, we want your resources, we're going to take it. They're doing everything by deceit. They're doing everything. Their power or their strength is in darkness, man. It says, shall they not rise up suddenly and shall bite thee in a wake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, right? So these other nations, they're gonna start to destroy America, man. Them nuclear missiles, man. Because of all the different resources that they've been taken from these countries under a false narrative. So Lord will, you were edified with this video. I'm going to say, call Lord Yah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, and shalom to the whole elect. Shalom.